The topic of walk ins is probably one of the most confusing topics in spirituality, but it doesn't have to be. If you get what walk ins are, you are going to be able to identify whether you're a walk in or not, and what to do about it, and how to clear the other beings from your body if that is what you wish, but not with your conscious mind. Logic and intellectuality are unfortunately not going to be able to help you in this domain. I tried to get this with my mind for years and it just did not work out for me. You just need to expand your awareness, gain new awareness, because with new awareness comes more empowerment. So, enjoy this crazy ride. A walk-in is literally a being that walks into the body at a certain point in a person's life, and it becomes the main occupant, shall we say, of the body. It becomes the main operator of the body. A lot of people are walk-ins, especially right now, because we're going through a huge spiritual change. The whole earth is going through it. So many spirits desire to come into bodies here, much more than there are bodies. And so the being that is occupying the body might be like, you know what, I'm gonna get out of here, and it will sign a contract with another being that comes into the body and runs it, and the previous occupant has to go out. Fortunately, that's not always the case. Sometimes the previous occupants remain in the body. That was also my case. I had two other beings in my body at the point when I became aware that I was the third. So I had a very deep healing and an altered consciousness state where I was able to release the former two entities, and I finally discovered this information. I'm gonna describe it to you the way that I see it. Remember that it's just an explanation and a bunch of symbols, so do not get stuck on that explanation, but just try to get the energy of what I'm saying. Try to get the awareness of this. I want you to imagine that there are three components to you. The first component is the human you, and that includes your body, how you look like, your physical body. It includes your history, your story. This is one being that remains throughout your whole life. Okay, your body, it's the same body, and it goes through certain experiences that form its history. So this is one component of you. That doesn't change, it remains the same. The other component is the soul in the body that is running that body, that is the main being in it. That may change, and that soul has many qualities that make it different from any other soul or entity. An entity or a soul is just specific energy. A book has a soul because it has a certain being and has certain qualities to it. You have certain qualities to you. That's what makes you an entity as well. So that changes. It goes in a body. It may leave, not in death, but it may just choose to leave because its journey has ended here. We have no control over this as humans, but as souls, yes, we choose to come into bodies, we choose to go out, etc. Where this becomes confusing is, if I was one person, then how am I gonna be here when that person leaves and another enters? You know what I mean? If you've thought about it, then that's the main issue, logical issue of being a walk-in. Well, here's the thing, here's the third component that will solve this for you, hopefully. The third component is your consciousness. What is consciousness? Consciousness is the witness. It's the all-encompassing space that knows and witnesses and observes everything. So it is literally the part of you, and it's not a part of you actually, I'm just using these words to make sense, but it is the part of you that is aware of what's happening. It includes everything. It includes all these souls that were or that ever will be. It includes all the information in the universe. That's what I'm calling your consciousness. And that is the part of you that will witness this whole process throughout your whole life and many other lives. It is literally what we seek to tap into in hypnosis and in meditation and in all healing modalities, because it knows everything. It's where you access the Akashic records and everything that you want to know. That's a part of you, that's not outside of you. So that you will make it easy for you to understand walk-ins, because it witnesses everything that is taking place. So when I accessed that in hypnosis, I found that space in me that knew that there were three beings, who those other beings were, and why they stuck, and then why they left, and who the third soul is. So the soul is not all that you are. That is what most people do not get. They just think that they are the soul or the entity. That is not true. You are actually beyond even the soul. The soul has a journey, whereas you are consciousness and space. You can't just be that soul. Now, if you look from your consciousness and ask yourself these questions from that infinite space, am I a walk-in? Are there other beings in my body that were previous occupants? What would it take for them to leave? Because if they don't leave, in my case, they just drained me of energy. I felt like there were many heavy energies in my body that did not belong to me. I had many suicidal thoughts, and I kept thinking, you know, I want to get out of here. And that wasn't my voice. That wasn't the third person's voice. It was actually the voice of those other beings that really wanted to get out of that body. We need to really communicate with the previous occupants and understand why they stayed and what it would take to clear them. I will not be going over this in this video because that's a long topic, and I don't claim to actually know everything about it. I just know my experience, and I wanted to share it to maybe create more clarity for some people. This is all coming from a point of view of inclusion and non-separation, and you have to understand that you're not actually separate from those other beings, that you are all of them. And it's just like an interesting story taking place, that you're the newest one. And just be curious about yourself. Like, who am I? When I discovered what my soul was like, it was a total shock to me. It wasn't like this, oh my god, you know, like greater than what I imagined, and it wasn't less than I imagined. It just was different. And it's a very interesting thing that takes a lot of allowance to actually see, because we have no clue who we are, and much less, you know, other beings in our bodies and what they're like and what they desire. So I invite you to be really curious about this and to never come to a conclusion about it, because the moment you do, you limit your awareness. Thank you for watching this video. Hope it cleared out some stuff, and leave me your questions in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe and share if you found this helpful. See you next time.